Welcome to the FX, and here we're looking at the US dollar. And if you remember, we were looking for three waves to the upside in terms of an A and a B and a C wave, and that seems to be in place. The breaching of this orange line here, the 72, the 79, 72, would confirm that high being in place, especially as a retested resistance. And if you're looking to short, then the 65 here as a retested resistance for adding positions as well, and we'll be looking for a target below this wave 3 here as such, so new lows to be made here. Now the breaching of this here also would trigger the euro to the upside as well, so we're looking at this being a wave 4 through here for the euro. And if we drill in here somewhat, I'll just maybe, well, it's a bit too sharp there, but this will do. Look, this is group 2 here. You know that the US dollar is in group 2, the 79, 72, 79, 65, and so forth. So if this market here climbs up into this area through here, then that's it. It will be supported at that point. If the US dollar also goes through the 79.72 and then the 79.65, then it will also be a trigger for this market to push higher as well. So look for that. I wouldn't go long until you've got support on the 65 this time around, and also the 72 up through here as well. The Australian dollar is being sold off and it's below 90, so we're looking for a little ABC through here yesterday and then further downside. So because it's below 90, we need to take a bearish bias view on the situation. However, it hasn't retested it and confirmed it as a resistance yet. It's just basically spiked through, so it could certainly gather itself and find support back on that 90 through there. We do have this trend line of support coming through here. I've just got this on the hourly, but you're probably easy to get it on the 4 hour or something. But it is support, and so the 90, 89.50 as a support, and it's got support over here as well. So it's highly likely that a move down through here and then a retest of the 90 through there. So if the 90 is rejected, then you can look for short trades from that point there. And if it finds itself back up there, well then that's fine too. We'll be looking at the long side from that point then. So we just need to continue to work this level and look for trades that can confirm a support or resistance from either side of this. There are a few Elliott counts, and we can take those on board, but at the end of the day, it's pretty much a game of support and resistance and how you handle the money. The yen crosses. I'm going to start with the US dollar yen here because it sort of produces what's sort of happening in the market somewhat. So this move down through here can be counted as an A and a B, an A, B, and a C, an A and a B, and 5 waves for the C wave here. So it can be correct. It can be corrective here as an ABC, and then push straight up from here. I'm fully aware of that. But at the same time, as a top of wave 1 coming all the way through all of this through here. Maybe I just need to get that on a weekly chart here. Here we go. So basically all of this as being wave 1 up here, you can see that the wave 2 here is just it's just so far it's just a little bit small for what it is. So we just need to be a bit mindful of that and sort of expecting a larger correction through here. And and that being the case, we would put this as an A wave, and then looking for a B wave pulling back up 61.8%, which is about right. And then we'll look for further weakness here, and we are getting weakness in these, in these crosses here. So just looking into this at the moment here. So looking at this as a possible A, B, and C up through here. It can also still be bullish as well. In terms of basically up for one and back for two, and then up for one and back for two, and keep building up through here, and that's a possibility. And after all, it is moving just across the 103, which is the top of Group 1, and as I mentioned yesterday, all this price activity here is very familiar with being a bullish pattern to further upside, but we just need to take both counts in consideration for the time being. And that said, here we can see that I think we were talking about this yesterday. I can't remember, but from this pattern being corrective here and dropping to the downside through here. So look, while it's below the 103 here, then it's got a bearish bias to it. If it gets support on that, then it's got a bullish bias to it, but it would only really be bullish unless it was on top of this is Group 1 here, 103, and this is subgroup 1 here, 103.30. So that's the one that we'd be looking for, because it would also be above the supply level at that stage there as well. But taking this whole idea here of of a bearish pattern possibly emerging from here, then it does influence the pound yen. So this is the pound yen here, and if that's the case, we were looking at this being a bullish pattern to the upside, but because the US dollar yen is what it is, so we need to consider this as well. The A, the B, and the C here, possibly wave 4, and we can continue to move higher through here. But the flip side of this is that this is all the A wave, and then A and a B and a C for the B wave here, and then the C wave down through to here. So it, even so, it does give us a good opportunity on the short side. We just need to get confirmation on the short side. So yes, we do see it going down at the moment, but it's not really confirmation that a larger trend to the downside has begun. If the 170 became a retested resistance, for instance, then we could consider a larger move down. In the short term, we had been looking at shorting it from yesterday and looking at shorts from either 72 or 171.72 here, and looking to cover into 171 here. This move from this low up to here, the 50% retracement level, and 61.8 is in this area through here, and yes, it can move down through here. We are getting a 5-wave structure to the downside here. It may not be finished just yet through here. So covering shorts into this area here would be the go. The larger short trade would come if we can really pin down a very clear 5-wave structure to the downside, and then look for a rally back up in 3 waves. Then we'll be looking to short. Now I've got that just here, sitting just below the 72 and off the 50% here, but it may be all the way down to maybe the whole 5 waves is down to here, and then we look for a retracement back up through this way in a 5-3-5 structure, and then we can look to short through these areas through here, and also adding through here as well. So plenty of time there, but a nice setup possibly emerging from here. If that 72 became the support from this point here, then would also be looking on a more positive note as well. From there. So anyway, just I think I had this in here, yeah. So looking to short from that 171.72 here, and covering into 171 was pretty much the plan yesterday, keeping the stops above the 72 mark there. And it does appear that we've got 5 waves down here that may or may not be finished yet. I can see this makes it a little, maybe this is the A, the B, and the C across here for wave 4. I'm not quite sure about this, but it does appear we've got 1, 2, or actually, if I was looking at this in another light too, I don't mean to complicate things, but it would be like this here. This would be the third wave in here would be down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, back for 4 to here, and then down for 5, and back for 4 here, and then down for 5 here. So we'd be looking for a corrective move, trying to retest back up through here. So let's look for that. If we do get that 3-wave corrective move, either from here or even down here a little bit through here, and it's clean and tidy, and you can see something like that, then you can look to short from that point there. The euro yen, as we mentioned yesterday, it does appear that it's still just in its fourth wave here. So from this move here, we've got wave 1 to here, wave 2 to here, and then we've got the whole third wave up here with the third of the third in the middle here. So the fourth wave here pull back into 142.40 sort of area through here, or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. This low here 142.50. And then a little move up through there, and then rolling over from that point there at the 144. So support on the 143 and a target of 144 which is what you'd be trading to the upside and looking for 5 waves, very similar to this little structure through here. Below 142 or 142 is a retested resistance, and then we would have to reinvestigate this situation here, and that would have to change without looking too much. The third wave to here, the fourth wave into here, and the fifth wave to here, but it's not a very good fit like that. But we need to reinvestigate that and put that wave 1 there, and re-look at this as well here, of something of this nature here. But anyway, that's what we're looking at. The Euro Australian is obviously doing the opposite. So we're looking on the 2-hour chart here at 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here, which should take us a little bit higher here. This is still looking for a 5-wave structure in here. It's probably the little fourth at the moment that's looking here, and then we'd be looking at an A and a B and a C from this point here. So just drilling into there somewhat here. I'm just sort of considering, well, there's a couple of ways to look at all of this, but either way, we'd be looking, well, it's already started here, so that's good. So looking at a small wave 4 here, and then a wave 5 up through to close to the 155 there. Alrighty, that's it. Cheers.